First you want to get this cover off here. I already took it off. It was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, so that's not hard. And then you have this retainer nut with this piece here that's folded over. You have to flatten that out so you can screw the nut off. Now you want to take this nut off using the impact driver. This should be a lot easier. There we go. Now this should come right off. Don't lose this piece here because you're going to need it to lock back that nut on there. But your sprocket should slide. Oh, let me get the chain off first. This chain has a clip-on master link, so you can, I got it to loose a little bit just to try to show you, because I'm doing this with one hand. You try to push this link off. Hold on a minute. Okay, I got the link off. I had to put the phone down for a minute because it's kind of hard to do with one hand. Now this should pop off pretty easy. Or maybe not. Okay, I got the link off. Now I just need to get these little O-ring pieces off. Since I have a press-on link, I'm not worried about losing those. Then your chain should just come right off. And the new sprocket should slide right on without too much of a problem. Hold up. Like that. Then you put this retainer pin or washer back on. Then you put your nut back on. And then you fold this over onto here so that nut don't twist back off. Okay, so I got this washer folded back over. I actually did it in 2 places, over here and over here, so it'd be less chances of it slipping back off. Now it's time to get this rear sprocket off. Just a little tip, I like to loosen my screws first before I even pull the tire off, so it'll make it a lot easier. Now to get your axle nut off, to take off the back tire, you want to take this retainer pin here off. This should be easy to get off with a pair of needle nose pliers. A little hard to do with one hand though, but I have an impact driver. If you don't have one, you could use a wrench, 32, and you could get this off fairly easy. Since I already loosened these screws, this should come off pretty quick. You see why I'm replacing the sprocket. You can see the teeth here, which they call shark teeth, how this was wearing away. And this is one of those aluminum sprockets. They don't really last that long. I'm putting the steel sprocket on here because steel sprocket lasts longer. I just want to show you the difference in these two sprockets. You see how the teeth are wore out from a used sprocket and a new sprocket. And this is why I'm replacing the sprocket. If you are using an impact, make sure you start these screws, these nuts onto the screws first, so you know that you're not stripping the threads. So the master link that I'm putting back on here is a rivet link, and I have this tool here which is actually a chain breaker, but you can actually use it to rivet a link too. I have two of these pieces that came with it, and one of them, if you see, I rounded it off so it can mushroom that link when I tighten it up. Okay, this chain is back on. I got this link riveted. If you know anything about micrometers, this is what you're going to use to put this link on to make sure this is mushroomed. Put this on here, and you want to measure this out. What I roughly did is measured it first, and mine was like 0.10, so I went out about 0.8 millimeters to make sure it was mushroom. But all I have to do now is put my case back on here, and I'm done. Well, if this video was any helpful to you, like and subscribe. Later.